Gentlemen, ladies, welcome to Ridsons. This is a introductory video on the game called Riftborne. It's a terminal-based real-time strategy game that I find really fun, and I see a lot of folks just not like getting into it. They have troubles getting there, so I will try to explain some basic mechanics starting from the very point zero when you just downloaded the game. This is the version of 1008. This is the most fresh update from 4th of May, which for me is yesterday. Added some good quality of life features. Um, let's jump right in. So you're playing in terminal. So your terminal settings will affect how, what the font is, how you perceive everything, how everything looks. So if you didn't customize your terminal yet, maybe it's the time to start. Especially with the fonts, because some fonts don't pick up the different symbols uh, very good. For example, you will see what I'm talking about later. Let's dive straight in. New game. First, we choose the founding culture. It's Astraean, Varkan, and Vale. Astraean Sunforged strategists, Varkan are war-tempered legionnaires, and Vale are occult botanists. They all have their different quirks, and they all have special buildings available to them. Astraean is more like economy focused, especially like mid to late game economy. Varkan is full on head on assault. You can start waging war pretty fast. And Vale, it's a bit of a wild card, I'd say. They have like special infrastructure that lets you store shards. That is like special unit of currency. You can upgrade. You can upgrade your stuff for those shards. And transmuting void lets you turn one recess into another uh, over the span of time. Uh, I have played only Astraean so far, so I will probably go with Astraean as well. It has pretty good infrastructure upgrades as well, which are overclocker and nano storage will help you early game pretty good. So we will be Astraean. Choose your name. This is like you get some generated name in the beginning. You can change it to whatever you want, but we will go with just standard settings. Like we will go all default. You don't really need to change that in your first playthrough. So just change your name if you want and start the game. And let's pause it right. It's paused right away. Okay, so this is your main like main screen. Welcome to Riftborne. Uh, your Australian captain of Terran Union. So Australian is your culture. Terran Union is your faction. There will be different factions. Uh, it also tells you that this campaign opens with 42 commanders, you and 41 AI commanders across 6 faction banners. Let's take a look at the phrase. What do we have here? On the top, this is your very general panel that tells you the date, time, state of the game if it's paused. It also tells you in the bottom left corner and all the basic stuff like who you are, what your faction is, where are you at, like currently which colony is selected. This is your home base, the coordinates of it. Knocked marks is an in-game economy currency, which opens to you later in the game. State of your build queue, state of your training queue, your ship queue, and moving fleets. in and out. Now, on the left, this is your main resource and building panel where you have all your 4 basic resources listed. How many you have, what is your cap on them, what is your hourly income, and estimated time when the resource depletes, then it's red. Or when it hits cap, then it will be just gray, and the clock will be ticking down. Will be ticking down, of course. This will be how fast you will hit your cap. Pretty self-explanatory. Building is your building queue. Training is your training queue, meaning like your ship building queue. Assets is all about the buildings and ships that you already have on your colony. So we have 2 buildings out of 20. Those are Sol Vault level 5 and Heliovex level 5, and we have none of the ships. On the right, this is our main menu where we interact with stuff. So we have options for colony management. First, infrastructure. This is your building. Second, shipyards. I don't know if we should explain that. That's pretty obvious. And logistics give you opportunity to look at logistics and some of the less of logistic options. We will take overview of that in just a few minutes. Then the empire management of your colonies. Take a look at your factions and take a look at the economy. This is the economy that is tied to the knocked marks that will be open later in the game. So your resource economy will be mostly tied to the logistics menu. Then military stuff. 7 is the Sunscope. Sunscope is your radar. Radar, we'll take a deeper look at that in a minute as well. Garrisons, what is stationed where? Combat logs. This is the most fun part of the game, I'd say. Tactics menu. Next, we go with the intelligence, which is our map. The codex, which is like encyclopedia of the game. It has some outdated info in it, but you can have a pretty good grasp for the start, like what you probably should be doing. Notifications that will just pop up if anything happens. Beacon is your wild card where you can. It's basically like a random encounters thing. So you receive an option like to make different decisions with different outcomes. Directives we will be also looking at deeper, and the statistics menu is just that. It's just stats. Last one is system menu, which lets you advance time in single player game. This is just so you don't sit there for hours not waiting. But you can play this game in 2 ways. You can just play it like real time if you just like the flow. Like I just enjoyed the flow of the game. I run it in the background constantly, and I just don't care about advancing time anymore after the first in-game day, like 24 hours on the clock passed. I just play it as it is, as it goes. It's like it gives you some deep immersion into what you're doing and what is happening around you. But if you have less time to play, if you just want to hop in for an hour or 2 hours and just do some moves and then not wait forever for them to execute, you just do advanced time that will just make a like a back. Let me get this straight. Background. This will get simulation running in background faster than it is. So you will have like, you can, for 1 minute of your time spent, you can advance like 10, 20 minutes on the clock. Very useful in early game, or if you don't have like a lot of time to play. P is pause or resume. O is the music menu. There is some tracker music included. It's pretty good, but I'm running with other background music. This is Beyond All Reason soundtrack. I will include it in the description. And X is your just like main menu, which honestly just has one prompt to it: save game and return to the main menu. Yeah. So navigation is arrow keys, or just the symbols that you see there are the shortcuts. So one will be infrastructure right there. We are now on pause, and we should probably start building. So the first thing you want to start in the new game, you want to start building stuff, because you're now at the max resource capacity. So basically, none of your resource extractors, which are you can see in the infrastructure menu. You see, we have extractor, synthesizer, combinator, and solar array. Those are like the basic extractors for basic resources. They don't even have a level. We didn't build any, and we don't have any income. So if you're not building anything in the start of the game, you are stagnating. You're stagnating heavily. So let's queue the extractor, hit enter, build level 1 extractor. That's pretty obvious. Let's queue level 1 of every basic extractor for every basic resource. And let's have a deeper dive into the resources. We have 2 categories of resources. Those are like the construction resources. You can call them construction materials, ores, whatever you like. Those are Volcron, Auralite, and Deuterium. For every culture that you select, you get a discount for your buildings and your ships at one of those resources. So as I'm playing Astraean, I have a huge discount on Auralite. So every point that you see will probably have 50% discount on Auralite, or something close to it. Like if we look at the Sunspire, the Auralite cost is 160. Every other cost is 320, which is like double that. So in terms of resource extraction, you probably want to balance it out so you don't spend unnecessary resources. Build an extractor for the stuff that you will later overflow. You can better spend those resources elsewhere. Another resource that we have is Astra. So Astra, think of it like energy or fuel. This is not just the building resource, but you also pay ship upkeep with that resource. If you don't pay the ship upkeep, if you're starving on Astra, if you hit 0 and your counter is going down, your ships are gonna get attrited. They're gonna get attrited quick and hard. Every 10-second interval, a ship will die. That has a lot of uh going like further implications. We will omit that by now. In the start of the game, like Astra upkeep on your starting colony is not very important. You have 1000 basic production, and you will hit like more than that very, very soon. Dyson Sphere, it's a special building that is like late game Astra production. Increase Astra output by 45% per level. And it can scale up to level 200. So basically, if you are very good on economy, but you are starving Astra because of your upkeep, you just keep pumping out Dyson Spheres. This is very late game. I'm not here in my even main playthrough. I'm not even there. We will see how it plays out later. Next, you have the civil infrastructure. Sunspire is your like building bureau or command center. Something like that. You don't lose your colony if you lose a Sunspire, or if you don't have a Sunspire. We don't have one yet. You see, the level is dash. There's nothing yet built. But the Sunspire increases building speed 10% per level, and also different levels unlock different colonies that you can found after your Sunspire is built. So level 5 unlocks one strategic outpost on empty space. This is pretty useless in the early game. Level 10 unlocks one asteroid outpost that you can mine the resource from. That's pretty useful. Level 15 unlocks one mining outpost for rare metals, which is a whole other mechanic. And level 20 unlocks one new child colony anywhere from the space. So level 20 unlocks the basic colony, and it's a pretty long to build to level 20. For you and your opponents, you will not hit that timer possibly anytime soon in the first like 2 or 3 days of your game. 2 or 3 days. I'm always talking about like the simulation time that we are like 5.5 minutes in. Yeah, so keep that in mind and keep your timings in check. You don't want to build Sunspire eventually. Well, if you can, if you have spare resources, but you want to have some good understanding when you want to build your second colony. Do you want to focus on raiding or waging war or economy pressure, economy output? Solvault and Heliovex are your storage silos. So Solvault holds, or rather increases capacity for main production resources, Voltron, Auralite, and Deuterium. And Heliovex is the same for Astra. You see, like, it's even different in terms of storage. Keep that in mind. I mean, in early game, you're probably not gonna hit the capacity as soon as you're building stuff. Uh, Later in the game, syncing resources and sending them around different ways, I know that can be a problem. But that's honestly, I'm just spending too much time explaining this. The only thing I should probably say is that every new colony, outpost, asteroid, whatever you build, has level 5 of Sulfalt and Heliovex build by default. So basically, your colonization ship offers you Sulfalt and Heliovex level 5. Next, Astrogate. We will queue that building right away because this building gives us options for interstellar shipping and the trade offers on the resource market. So where we can post offers to exchange one resource for the other, and also accept other offers. We will overview that in a bit. Next big section is, of course, our military infrastructure, which is your regular stuff. Sully's Aegis, Shield. Increase base defense by percentage and give some flat defense per level. I don't know if I should... I don't know if I should explain that like really that deep. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can read in the codex how that works in terms of combat, in terms of like attack, raid, siege, you name it. Give it a go. Read in the codex. Pretty self-explanatory. Next, 3 are the shipyards. Solar Slipway is Intelligence Recon Light Shipyard. Auric Dry Dock is Heavy Shipyard. Helian Bombard is Siege Shipyard. They will be named differently for every culture, by the way. I forgot to mention. Every building, except for the resource extraction, will be like the Dyson Sphere, will be named differently for every culture. You will get a hang of it, right? You will always have explanation of what does what for you, but not for your enemies if they're not of the same culture. So you maybe want to take a look into different cultures first, or just look it up. So Solar Slipway is light dry dock for light hulls. Auric dry dock is for the heavy hulls, and Helion Bombard makes siege hulls. Next in list is Sunscope. Sunscope is your radar. Uh, I would even say it's radar and tracking station and your space traffic control tower. You have ability to like intercept raids and cancel your flights. And the bigger level of your radar is, the more amount of time you get to like cancel your flights, for example. So right now we have 0% reveal at level 1. You will have 10% reveal recall. So if you send a mission, for example, 10 minutes long, you will have 1 minute to cancel it in case you are getting attacked or you forgot to put something in. Whatever, you name it. Aegis Vault is lets your hangars for storing the ships. And the most interesting part is that they will be partially covered from enemy intel. So if the spy goes in and looks at what you have, it will not see the ships that are stored in Aegis Vault, but it will see the vault capacity, like the level of it, if it gets through. It's it's a pretty interesting mechanic that I haven't had a chance to play around with because the multiplayer games right now start on schedule and I'm not in one yet, but I think it opens you good opportunities to have some, mind games, some psyops going on. Like, for example, if you build Aegis Vault for level 3, that just basically gives the capacity to store 30 ships, but you don't have to store any. Your enemy may think that you have 30 ships stationed in Vault, but you can, like, maybe actually deceive him into thinking that you have more or less ships than you actually have. Prototype Burrow, it's a late game stuff about designing your flagship hull before building it because you need to research that as a project. I haven't taken a look into it yet. It's mid to late game stuff, I believe. So I'm not giving it too much attention right now. Next, faction building. Luminara. Luminara Hall's sole purpose is to fulfill the end game conditions. It's basically the win condition. So if you take a look at the codex, let's go to the codex and look at the victory conditions right there. Endgame objective is your faction must reach 100,000 visions and hold the majority of central special tiles. Let's focus on 100,000 visions right now. What the visions are. So the visions are like, I don't know what it is. No one knows. But the thing is that to send visions to your faction pool, you need to build this and then contribute resources. So every vision will cost you 100 of every resource at level 1, right? So you will spend 400 resources total to send one vision, and you need 100,000 for them to fulfill just one win condition. And every level of that hull reduces vision costs by 10%, and at level 20, each vision costs 12.16% of the base price. So if you start to working towards the actual end game, the win condition, this is where you start pumping up your luminary hull and sending visions through it. Again, I haven't interacted with that mechanic yet, but I believe it's more or less straightforward. I believe you can even schedule the visions, like on schedule. So you just dump resources into it, and it automatically sends. It automatically dumps resources and sends visions. Whatever. Now we have our special buildings, and we will queue one right now. That will be the overclocker. Overclocker is pretty simple. It increases all 4 resource outputs by 22.5% per level in this campaign, up to 450% at level 20. That is a very powerful thing. And only Australian culture has access to it. So you can pump your eco up pretty early and be in the pretty good spot in terms of economy if you upgrade your starting extraction buildings and then just keep pumping with it up with overclock or even more. We are queuing level 1. Let's queue levels 2 for extractor. Not the synthesizer, because we already have the access R light. If you can see there, we already have like 3.8, 3.7, 3.7 for Volcron, Deuterium, and Astra, but R light is at 4.5 almost, because we have discounts on it everywhere, right? So let's queue up extractor, combinator, solar array, right? And let's build our light shipyard, right? So here's your building queue. I think that's pretty easy, right? The building, the level it's upgraded to, and the time to complete. Our total time to complete will be 9.5 minutes. Actually, I think we could have started with Sunspire to speed that up. Well, anyway, we have some more stuff to overview while this is building. So let's do it. Let's take a look at our shipyards. I don't know what to say. That is so pretty explanatory. It cannot get simpler than that, right? You have different categories of ships that you can build. You have their prices in Vulcan, Aralite, Deuterium, and Astra. Time to build is the time in minutes, right? It's the time in minutes to build at the level 1 shipyard. Every shipyard level will give you a construction speed increase. So every time you upgrade your shipyards, your actual timing of building the ships will be lower and lower and lower. But the base timings, yeah, they're pretty rough, especially for like the heavy siege hull, the breacher. It's 55 minutes. And to get it down to level 30, you will need to spend quite a lot. Not to level 30, to 30 minutes. Basically, at level 15, that you will have ability, if you can see like there, the level actually says what you can build at what level, right? So you need level 15 siege dock, siege dry dock to build the breacher. At this point, your construction time will be around 30 minutes, but you will also like spend a lot of time and money to get that going to level. Keep that in mind. Next is our upkeep in Astra per hour. You see there's like intelligence ship costs 0.8 Astra per hour, which is like not eating it into our income that much. Later in the game, you will have like hundreds or even thousands of ship, and your upkeep will be pretty high. It will be a good chunk of your Astra income, not the early game. Next, attack light, attack heavy, defense light, defend heavy. This is all explained in the codex. The math for it is wrong right now, though. If it hasn't been fixed yesterday, I didn't check. But the math around combat calculations, this is a whole other topic, right? Spreadsheets are your best friend. Do what you need to do. I'm not touching that topic right now. Speed. Speed is tiles per hour. We will take a look at the map soon, and you will start to understand what is fast and what is not. But I should point out that like there are distinct categories of ships in terms of speed, right? The recon intelligence ship. It uses a whole different set of mechanics in terms of like how it does combat and what it does. And it's the fastest ship. You will always have like a separate fleet of recon. And it's pretty fast. It's pretty damn fast. So you can spy on your neighbors to make your malicious plans come true without interruption. Uh, Next category is just fast ships, I'd say, like the Comet Rapier, your skirmisher. You will build a lot of those. Drones, pretty good as well, and pretty fast as well. Corvettes fast. Stellar Wind, the freighter. Freighters are fast, and outside of combat, if you just do cargo missions with them, they're pretty much invulnerable. Build a freighter. Try to build it soon. It's pretty good. Okay, it will maybe help you with transferring resources early game, stuff like that, right? And the cruiser. The cruiser is your heavy hitter for fast fleets. If you look at the heavy hulls, they all have like 5, 4, 4, 3, and the breacher has 2.9 tiles per hour speed. Ridiculously slow. On this background, Zenith with 12 tiles, it's like 4 times faster. Even your skirmishers cannot keep up with that, right? If you want to like exceptionally fast fleet, you want to like build drones. So pay attention to that when doing your fleet composition. Like, do you want a fast fleet? Do you want a heavy fleet? Do you need speed? Or you can trade something? Trade speed for something, or trade something for speed? Next is cargo, which is like obviously freighter has the most, but some other hulls for early transportation may have the cargo you may need. Crit is like your crit chance. Evasion and tracking are similar but different. Basically, tracking is used in determining outcomes of battles only for the attacking side, and evasion is calculated only for the defending side. So depending if you're on the offense or on the defense, you should evaluate your evasion and tracking stats, right? With one special ship, which is the carrier, that is giving you a boost of 20% tracking and 20% evasion. So later in the game, you will include carriers to save your lights and make your light fleet, like, give it more stay power, give it more survivability. As far as I understand, like, the 20% tracking, 20% evasion is flat per fleet, so you can have one carrier and have this bonus. But 0.1% bonus to all other ships on its side is per carrier. So if you have 10 carriers, you will have 1% bonus. If you have 20 carriers, you have 2% bonus. If you have 1,000 carriers, you will have 100% bonus. Pretty powerful ship late game, I think. Should be noted that it doesn't give any bonuses to siege. The siege is a whole other mechanics. If you wanna obliterate your enemies, you will need to have siege ships that will have siege stats listed here, like 35 for bomber and 220 for breacher right now. And they will be used to break base shields and break bases, and it will be hard. It will be hard, and you will need a lot of them, and it will be costly. You will get that. I believe you will get that. I think we took an overview of all the stats and all the special mechanics, which are carrier, intel, and siege. We can also like take a closer look at heavy support. The freighter, as I told earlier, it's pretty invulnerable when it's traveling for the when it's like not part of the raiding or the attacking fleet. It's pretty much invulnerable. If you're transferring resources with it, like no one can intercept or destroy it, so you're pretty safe on that. Use it. Don't be too afraid to lose. Like in the early game, it's a pretty heavy cost for the ship, I'd say. Don't be afraid to lose it. Colonization ship on the other side. Colony mechanics is right now a little bit flawed in terms of Astra upkeep. So if you send a ship to found a colony, it doesn't carry any Astra with it, right? So as soon as the colony is there, your ship will be stationed there as a reinforcement and will start eating Astra that is not there, and you will just have 10 seconds to call it back, or otherwise it will starve and die. If it's one ship, it's 10 seconds for every ship. So basically, if you have 10 ships, you have 100 seconds, 1 minute and 40 seconds to recall your ships back. Otherwise, all of them will die. Starting from the cheapest one, but all of them will die. Right? So far, I didn't manage to save a single colony hull when finding an outpost. I had a conversation with the developer about it. I hope it will get fixed soon. That like he said he will look into the solution to this problem, right? Probably we will have like fixed amount of Astra that we can send with our fleet, or some deliberate amount of Astra. Whatever. Right now, pay close attention when founding colonies. You may lose your colony ship really fast, and it's pretty expensive. Okay, let's go back. Take a look at our infrastructure again. Our building queue is done. I'm talking already like a ridiculous amount of time. So the Sunspire gives us building speed. So let's build up 2 levels of this. Why not? Right? It's all being done while you're not even looking at it, right? So queue buildings. The queue was just added yesterday. You can also manage your queue by, like, if you're in the infrastructure menu, you can press A and manage your construction queues, where you can cancel building tasks, move building tasks, and select a policy to skip a building or wait for resources during resource shortage. So if you don't have enough resource to build a building, you can either let it wait until resources accumulate, or you can select a policy that says skip, and the building will be skipped in queue, and next one will be evaluated for building eligibility, right? If you have a full queue of skip blueprints, basically it will just start to build whatever is cheaper as soon as you have the resources in your pocket. Pretty good system. Pretty good system. I like it. Right? Let me queue some like more on extractor, combinator, and solar array. The building queues will shift as the Sunspire is being built, because the Sunspire speeds up production by 10%. Actually, let's observe. It's 30 seconds. It's just 30 seconds. I believe our light shipyard is done. Yes. So let's build some intelligence ships and let's spy on our neighbors. Let's build 5 for a start. Oh my god, it's 18 minutes. Okay, that's way too long, honestly. We will just wait until 1 or 2 build and send them. Logistics overview screen gives you access to production overview on your colony. It includes inbound and outgoing cargo in that production. That is part of the cargo fleets. And production type shipyards. Can shipyards produce anything? I think it's for the ships that you're queued for construction every hour. They will consume base amount of resources every hour, right? So they will be probably listed in here. Transfers are your cargo fleets going to and from this outpost colony. Market is about offers. We talked about later. The offers for resource exchange will be listed there. You will have to select a ship with enough cargo capacity or fleet with enough cargo capacity to fulfill the requirements. And same with the posting offers. And the postings can be unavailable if the resources or ships are not there for you or the other side. So resource market comes with the like some real hardcore simulation limitations to it. The last one, routes, that's pretty interesting. So cargo routes let you send resources every set amount of time. You can set amount of resources to one of ally colonies or one of your colonies. We have 0 outside of our home colony, so we don't have like anything listed over here. But here are our allies, and we can send resources to them. I don't know how they will use them, honestly, but the AI pretty much has the same tools as you, so we can consider it like it is not cheating. So if you send resources to allies and they have the capacity to accept them, they will build something from it. That'll boost their economy, boost their fleets, boost whatever they're doing. Raid routes let you set up automatic raids to start every hour to basically any other commander, any other base. It says like faction, population, distance, um, next estimated time of estimated time of department of your fleet, last spy intel on the colony, and the total loot, the losses. I think you will get understanding of what it does after you conduct your first raids and set up your first raid route. Next, colonies overview. Pretty basic. List of your colonies. You can enter any colony. If you hit enter, you will just be instantly teleported, switch to the colony. You can also switch colonies with tab key. Just scroll through them. I have only one colony right now, so I cannot scroll through anything. But you can do that, or you can do it from the colony screen, or you can do it even from the star map. Next, number 5, faction screen. Those are your factions, your own faction, your rival factions, relations to them, population, power, attack, defense, siege numbers. Population is basically it's like a total economy building summary, right? A total building summary of the stuff that you have. So your economical power is projected into population numbers. So we can see the Helios Consortium will have lowest pop numbers. It's probably most economically weak faction right now. And the most economically strong is Nomad clans. But right now it's not that big of a difference. It's just like 33 minutes into the game. Oh my god, I'm already yapping for half an hour. It's crazy. I need to speed it up. All right, so you can select all the commanders, take a look at all their stats. You can press R to look at their relation. Like, you can look at their relationship to other commanders. And with R, you can select other commanders to look at. Like, if I press enter on Execution Engine Lumen, it will just change my screen to Execution Engine Lumen. Eclipse Dominion, he's Barkon, and he's a raider, which we can see, like, if we take a look in the codex. Codex and personalities. You can see rival sovereigns move by personality, learn the pattern, you can predict pressure windows and defensive posture. Raider prioritizes raids and harassment, exploits weak logistics, etc., etc. All of that you can learn on the faction screen, all about your neighbors, rivals, allies, etc. Another set of functions tied to faction screen is the faction options that you may like, actions that you can do. V is the voting. Every hour, your faction will be voting for a leader. And you can give a vote. I don't know what leadership gives you. Honestly, I've been a leader of my faction on my main save. It didn't give me a lot of power to do anything with the faction, but whatever. Maybe it unlocks later. Who knows? I don't know. If you know better, just write it down in the comments, right? We need a detailed breakdown of what the faction leader did. Then you can request spy, right? Um, those are the requests. I think you can post those requests later. I don't remember actually how. I believe I was requesting spies in my main save, or there might be a request from your allies as well. Defense requests are the requests of your allies to station a fleet of specific type that has specific Astra per hour upkeep, right? So you want a 100 upkeep of Astra in heavy hulls. Let's see. Station somewhere. I don't know even where Rainforest Fleet dispatched. Okay, that was a bit of a mistake. I've sent a recon there. Whatever. You urgent defense. This is like the request. Next is standing defense request. So you can request ships to be stationed at your colony. Then the campaigns. There will be campaigns. That will have like different goals. It's pretty self-descriptive, like the raid some bases, like specific bases, and earn specific loot from them, or like siege specific bases and destroy specific buildings. I never completed any campaign yet. I don't know what it gives you, but the campaigns will be there and they will give you some goals to move towards. Expeditions and relics. I have no idea about expeditions and relics so far. I cannot tell you anything about it. I'm sorry. Number 6, economy screen. This is your financial word, right? As soon as you have knocked mark, at least one, you can found your organization, and your organization will be able to buy shares, sell shares, issue shares, give loans, and post contracts. The contracts will be like raid specific base, destroy specific base, gain specific amount of loot, obliterate like a colony, or destroy specific buildings on it, etc., etc. There will be like different types of contracts. You will, like, after you have unlocked it, you can have a look at it and use it to your advantage. But honestly, like earlier to mid game, when you don't have knocked marks, you will not have any success with doing any of the financial stuff. You can also give loans. You can not just take loans, you can also give loans to people. Set interest rates, all of that. Just be your greedy financial empire. Don't wage wars. Maybe that's your choice. Well, up to you. SPU's market is... SPUs are interesting things. Those are like special upgrades that give buffs to fleets or colonies or buildings. I haven't found any of them yet, but those are rare augment chips refined from mining outpost levels. So as soon as you hit Sunspire level 15 and establish a mining outpost, there will be a chance of it, like grinding an SPU, and those SPUs will give you bonuses, which you can view here. Like, you own SPUs, view current bonuses. Again, every button, like if you see T type, press T, and there you see the types of bonuses that you may have from those SPUs. It's pretty. I'm first time by the way looking at the types, and there's like a huge list of bonuses, as well as you may have debuffs from it. Seems like. Oh, this is Upkeep. Diplomacy penalties. Okay. So every SPU is actually a buff. Okay. Radar view. Well, I kind of don't want to dive too deep into that. You can just see outgoing and incoming fleets. See, you have a shortcut to cancel outgoing X, but our cancel window already closed, right? So only the selected can be canceled. Only selected raid attacker spy. We cannot cancel reinforce. Upgrade Sunscope, that will give you back to infrastructure screen. Enter, opens the map. What's happening and where are we sending our reinforcements actually? And let's take a look at the star map. This is our star map. In square brackets, right there, this is our colony, I believe. Base name home. Base owner Marshall Dairo Tovan Terran Union. Yeah, this is our base. And those are our surroundings, right? The colored dots are different asteroids. White dots are blank space. Spaces with the letters on them means specific type of tile. This is the gas giant that you can set a colony on. A is asteroid field that gives you, like, you can have different resource buff if you start a colony there. This is actually our neighbor. Another circles are another nations that will be another commanders that will be colored as their faction. And you can see the color of the owner's name is their culture. So yellow will be Australian, purple that will be whale, and the red will be Varkon, right? So first color is culture, second color is the faction. N is Nebula. I don't know what Nebula gives actually. Nebula gives bonuses to Deuterium and Astra. Okay, good to know. So this is our star map, and this is where we control and send our fleets from. The main quirk of fleets is that they're permanently stationed to their home base. You cannot transfer ships fully to another station. You can only attack, spy, raid, or reinforce other station. Reinforce is the main way that you can station fleets actually on the other outpost, but you don't have a lot of control to them. So basically treat your colony as the home to your fleet that you build on it, because there's no other way you can move them around apart from commencing some offensive maneuvers or reinforcing other colonies. So we have our spies ready. We have 3 solar wisps. Let's spy on our neighbor. This one has population of 458, and he's Australian. We don't want to spy on the Varkan because they probably already have something going. Okay, let's see. Lower population. He probably doesn't have any defense spies, but maybe he does. We don't know. So if we press enter, we see the options. We can offer the truce, offer the personal tribute, request defense. If we are neutral, we can still request defense, I guess. View their profile that we already discussed. We can view reports, if there will be spy or raid or attack reports happening on this colony. We will see that over there. And we can create raid route, which will be like just cycling raids every hour. And we can send fleet. Fleets can attack, raid, reinforce, and spy. Already discussed the reinforce. We will send the spy ×3. It will give you the brief overview like of the ships that you have that you can use, ships that are available, ships that are selected, its class, cargo, speed, you name it. And it will tell you the estimated time it will take them to travel and estimated time they will arrive. It will be at 50 minutes. Estimated time only it only counts one way for offensive attacks, right? For offensive actions. So it will take total almost 12 minutes turnaround for those spies to go there and come back, if any come back. Let's send them right now. Create raid route. I think I already covered that. Send fleet, attack. So what's the difference between raid and attack? Raid is when you want to steal resources from your neighbors. It's that simple, and raid favors the attacker. So if you send in a raid, there will be more possibilities that you will steal something and more of your ships return intact. The attack is aimed to first destruction of the enemy fleet and then looting, if any. And it heavily favors the defender, so don't make mistakes, don't attack your neighbors early, or you will lose a ton of ships and you will not gain anything from it. Because if you don't have any siege, you cannot destroy any buildings, and you will just keep sinking fleets in there. If we select attack screen, we can select the ships we want to send. We don't have anything to send to attack. Raid is pretty much the same with exception is the siege. The siege mechanics is the whole other beast. Concentrate on spying on your neighbors first and maybe raiding some of them. After you see who's weaker, who doesn't have ships stationed, yeah, raid them, steal their shit, build your own stuff. We're done with the star map. Let's go. Okay, we're back at the Sunscope, and we can see our spy mission is 4 minutes to finish, to arrive, rather. And our reinforcements are still 7 minutes away from this base that is close to the center. This B and those white squares are the center of the map that are another victory condition. If we go back to the codex and look at the victory conditions, core base at 0-0 must have a level 20 Sunspire under your faction's control. That's not the victory conditions. And central sites are the win trigger. Control over 50% of them. So you need, to end the game, you will need to control the center tile with B and have Sunspire 20 in it, and also control three of those white squares. All right, garrisons. Garrisons are just like your garrison, the troops that you have stationed here, the ships, the reinforcements from other colonies that are here, and total faction ships away. Astra per hour upkeep, attack and defense. If you press enter, it just gives you the breakdown of the ships that you have, attack, defense, stuff like that. Combat logs, the logs of the battles and other actions will appear there, as well as the warnings about your resource production. Let's review our first log. So it's the spy log. On one of our allies, This is not us. This is one of our allies at -34, -16. And because attacker broke through and apparently our ally didn't had anything to defend with, he doesn't even know who attacked him. He doesn't know who attacked him, how many ships were there. He doesn't have a clue what happened. Same for the spy. Someone attacked us, actually. You see, our solar wisp that was there is no more there. Attacker broke through. Attacker slide victory. We lost our ship, our intelligence ship, and because of that, we don't know. We don't know what the attacker had. We don't know who it was. So you see, the spy games. One hour into the game, the spy games are already happening. We have 50 seconds until our first spies arrive. Tactics. This is your ship stance, fleet stance screen. So you can like set percentages for withdrawal on offensive, set percentages on withdrawal of defensive. You can select frontline ships class and backline ship class. It's pretty complicated right now in terms of frontline and backline because you need to have the ships of the same size, I'd say. So basically, it only works lights for lights and heavy for heavy in terms of frontline and backline. It doesn't work for siege at all, as far as I understand. It's complicated. It will be fixed later in the development. There probably will be frontliners and backliners for both light and heavy hulls, or maybe for the whole fleet. But still, just remember that your front line will receive more damage than everything else, and your backline will receive less damage relative to everything else. So if you have some brawler hulls like a destroyer, make it a frontliner. Like Radiance, make it a frontliner. It's a no-brainer to save your skirmishers, or just like basically soak up the damage. Damage sponge. Auto interception of the raids. You can select like a fleet composition to intercept raids. You can also auto dodge raids and attacks. I don't currently fully understand what it means, but you can do that. Save the draft, and the tactics is on. You can basically switch them every other battle you have for every specific fleet that you send. No problem. It works. It works pretty good. Pay attention to it. We took already a look at Star Map, at Codex, notifications, I think. Combat log spy. This is our combat log, right? Those are the spies that we sent. And we won, and we now have full intel on their base. See, intel, full intel. Attacking side won the spy battle. So we can see the resources that they have right now, the cap that they have. They don't have upgraded storages for anything. Ship stations, non-spotted. They don't have any ships. So actually, if we could scramble some raid right now, it will have absolutely no counteraction to it, right? You can just send few ships and steal all of that. If it fits, just steal it. Base defenses are Sunspire level 0, pathetic. Solid Stages level 0, nothing. Nano Storage level 0, laughable. Build queue is Solid Aegis level 1, the shield level 1. Just basically, if you see something like this, start building raiding ships. Build like 10 skirmishers, build a freighter or a cruiser, or both. Like one cruiser, 10 skirmishers, and a freighter right now will grant you every single piece of that resource in there until it's spent while you're in transit. Steal their shit. Okay, we have some more notifications in there. We can clear them one by one with A, or just Shift A to acknowledge all of them, or X and Shift X. Again, delete a notification or all notifications. Every battle that happens will still be in the combat logs. You're not deleting them. They're not going anywhere. You can filter them by like F. All reports, my reports. Ally reports. You will still be in ally reports, by the way. This is it for the combat line. Pretty self-explanatory. Just get in there and look for the fleet battles. That will be a much larger report than that. Also, there's a simulation. Combat simulation. So if you press X after you review like successful spy report, you can press X. And you can actually simulate a battle. You can simulate a battle between, like, you can select culture, modifiers, ships that are present on each side and simulate the battles. Play around to see what you're capable of, what you will, like, what your expected losses are. You know, your basic spreadsheet stuff is there, included. What else? We didn't overview the beacon and directives. Let's take a look at the beacon. So beacon searches for transmissions in the deep space. And there it is. It looks like up to 30 seconds for a transmission. And it gives you a prompt. Fact request for a steel chamber now sits in the request stack awaiting direction. Some sections are typed cleanly, other parts are added later with dark ink and narrow script. The matter remains under your seal. So now you make a choice. Like, you basically, it's almost every time it's just gain relation and dispose some resources, or dispose some relation, negative relation, and gain some resource. It's up to you how you want to wage your diplomacy, if you have resources to spare or not. So it's not something you should activate every 10 minutes, honestly. You just want to use that as an opportunity if you're sinking resources, or use it wisely. Use it to your discretion, right? In the early game, it can help you, or it can, like, severely hurt you on resources. Like 540 Volcron right now, man, that's a whole capital. Like, this is our quarterly hour production. Do we wanna stay good with nomad clans, or do we wanna gain some resources? Also, you're not forced to choose anything. You can just leave it. You can just leave it. You don't like it? You don't want to make a decision right now? Leave it. It will hang in there until you're back to it. You can slip that decision in your desk and it will sit there indefinitely until you sign it, right? That's your beacon usage. And probably the last one to cover is the directives. Directives are a set of goals that will give you buffs after they're complete. Different directives that give different buffs, and you don't need to claim them. They complete automatically when the goal is met. So Signal Cartographer gives us 1% of spy survival per 1 tier. Currently, we've done 1, Wake the Listening Post, build Solar Slipway level 1, and commission your first spy ship. We did that. We already have level 1. So our spy survival is already 1% higher. Second goal was first Ghost Ping, is to launch our first spy mission. Spy mission's launched. Okay, we've done that. Next, Constellation Swift. We need, like, to resolve 3 total spy missions. And we will have level 3. And so on and so forth. And different directives give different bonuses. Make sure you scroll, like, at the start of your game. If you're brand new to the game, scroll through all of them and see which bonuses will be very beneficial to you. And maybe you can fulfill some directives pretty quick. And some bonuses can be pretty substantial. For example, in my main save, I'm at the Void Reaver 9 out of 10. I did pretty fast in all of this list, and I have 9% maximum raid loot buff. That is pretty you know, that's a pleasure. That's a pleasure to have. A pleasure to have more loot from my raids because I'm raiding my neighbor's luck. And I guess we just covered all the basics of the Riftborne. Let's set up some infrastructure updates and advance time to see how that works and see what happens. We are 1 hour in. Let's queue our extractor to level 4 and level 5. Let's queue our combinator to level 4 and level 5. Let's queue our solar array the same. Let's queue our Sunspire to level 4. Let's queue our storages as well to level 6 and 7. 6, 7. Let's queue up 2 levels of the solar slipway as well. We will be advancing time 1 hour, I think. So let's queue 1 hour of production, right? And let's queue an overclocker in the back, like 2 levels of it, 3 levels of it, so to level 4. Let's queue up some ships. Comment Rapier. This is our skirmisher. Let's make 10 of them, and let's make like queue up 5 corvettes. Oh, we cannot queue ships. But we can queue up production. Ships per hour, 5. Automatic ship construction save, 5 RE per hour. Right. Okay, let's jump in. Advance the live game by 1 to 240 minutes. 60. Requested target 2 hours, 1 minute, 33 seconds. Fingerprint 43 commanders. Well, I'm just yapping, right? Hit it. And now the simulation goes sped up in the background. I believe it will like give a little bit of pressure on your CPU. My CPU is pretty old. I believe some newer ones will have it advancing much faster. Like if you have some build from 2024 at least, I think you will have much faster times like in this progress. So we have real elapsed time 30 seconds, estimated time to finish the time warp at 1 minute. Let's see how it goes. See, there's like a total amount of events that was processed in that time. So that's like 10,000 of AI actions that maybe it was like starting a building, queuing a ship, sending a spy, you name it. So basically all the events that are happening in this whole star map in the galaxy are being processed. And every batch, of course, every slice has its own queue of events that it needs to process. You can just not pay attention to that. Just pay attention that in the bottom, there will be, if you have incoming raids, it will give you like a prompt that there is incoming raid in this and that time. So you may cancel time advancement anytime. It will process the last batch and just stop the time warp. So if you don't want to miss anything important, if you think you queued up like too much of time warp, like for example, you accidentally type like 200 minutes instead of 20 minutes, just cancel it. It will advance just like 2 or 3 minutes into the future. It's not a big deal. And I hope that video will help you to understand the basics of the game, how you started, what you can do. It's very long. It's way longer than I thought it will be. I hoped I will just put my yabbing compressed into 40 minutes, but this is not the case. We are well over 1 hour right now, I believe. But I hope that every bit of information that I gave you into this video, you can put to work and have a real blast playing Riftborne as much like as I'm having. Because right now, I literally had to force myself to save the game and close my main save to start a new save and start recording this video, because like as soon as I launch my PC, I start Riftborne and the simulation starts going, right? So my world is doing something. And it only ends when I shut it down. So I run simulation 16 hours a day, real time, without interruption, without time advancement. And it's really cool. I mean, that's an amazing depth to the game. That is just your terminal. That is like cmd.exit. That's your terminal. Or, you know, your ZSH terminal in the Linux. I know people are even playing this over SSH from their phones. You can do it. Just play it over secure tunnel from your phone, wherever you are. We have 13 notifications after this 1 hour has passed. Let's take a quick look at them. New player by power. Honestly, I disabled those. Is there anything actually important? Storage 5% full. Transmission timer ready. Combat lock spy. You see our spy numbers went down from 3 to 1. That means we had some spy attacks. Let's see. We won that spy attacks, so we didn't carry any intelligence to the enemy. And the second spy attack, we also held. So again, attacker doesn't have any intel about us except the amount of ships that were in the fight and the amount of ships that we lost. So now we can like go into the shipyard and build some more solar wisps to recoup our losses, maybe bump up our numbers, make like you know, make them higher, maybe 10. Our automatic ship construction of corvettes somehow is not going good, and our building, what's happening? Do we not have enough resources? That's probably a bug worth reporting, honestly. So yeah, that's probably a bug that I will report. And it will be fixed soon, because the community is amazing and the developer is very vocal and responding pretty good. Thank you, Jonte, for making this game. Or Onte, or Yonte, maybe it is. I'm not sure. But thanks for making the Riftborne. Thank you, everyone who's watching. Thank you for watching. Thanks beyond all reason composers for that soundtrack, beautiful, that is playing in the background, because I wanted something epic and space themed for that video. And I think it's time for us to press X, save game, return to menu, and I will see you all later. Thanks for watching.